time now for editorial, and as we mentioned last week, Thursday, this week, we're going to be doing more on our sporting infrastructure on editorial. But yesterday, we did something on security at our stadia, at our match venues, and that was on the premise of how security personnel, police personnel to be precise, manhandled Kumasi Asante Kotoko supporters leader Chum Berima, who we understand is chairman of the Bantama Circle 4 of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. We delve into it, how an instruction or directive came from the Galka Vice Chairperson, Phyllis Maku, and how the police overreacted, how we feel the police overreacted in the situation, handcuffing the gentleman and all of that. And then on the basis of that, we called or remembered the Football Association's president, Kurt Edwin Simeon Okraku, on one of the very important moves he made back in 2020-2021 when he was about 2.5 years into office as GFA president, where he paid a courtesy call on the then IGP, Inspector General of Police, Dr. Ekufu Dampare, and convincing the top hierarchy of the Ghana Police Service to institute the Special Sports Policing Unit. But 5 years after, we've heard nothing about it. It has not seen the light of day. And so we have to remind the FA president that it will be one of the biggest legacies he leaves, not just with football, but with the entire sporting fraternity, if he's able to get the Ghana Police Service to institute the Special Sports Policing Unit. And on the back of that, yesterday we saw something on social media at about 17 hours ago where the FA president had visited someone who is about the second most important person or the top hierarchy of the Ghana Police Service, one who is also into football, one who is also into sports, a big fan and a big participator or a big participant when it comes to sports, the CID boss, COP Lydia Yako Donko, who is a member of the Greater Accra Arm Wrestling Board. I don't know if she still serves, but I know that she served as one of the patrons for the police ladies team that won the Ghana Women's Premier League last season, and on the basis of that are participating in the WAFU African Women's Championship. So yesterday, the top hierarchy of the Football Association were at her office, and this is a post about 17 hours ago from the Football Association's president. So because of what we did yesterday, we feel that this is important and we must bring this back. So the post by Kurt E.S. Okraku, this is his official handle on Facebook, and the post reads, "This afternoon, I paid a courtesy call on the Director General of the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, of the Ghana Police Service, Commissioner of Police, COP, Lydia Yako Donko, at the police headquarters in Accra. I congratulated her on her elevation to the high office and pledged the full commitment and support of the Football Association, while also acknowledging her invaluable contributions to our game as head of safety and security at the GFA. During our discussions, I emphasized the crucial role of the police service and the CID in particular in ensuring a safe, transparent, and credible football ecosystem. Together, we reaffirmed our commitment to working hand in hand to protect the integrity of Ghana football by tackling some of the biggest threats to the game, including match manipulation, illegal betting, and hooliganism. The GFA remains fully dedicated to strengthening its collaboration with the CID and the Ghana Police Service to safeguard our sport and ensure that football continues to serve as a beacon of unity, trust, and pride of our nation." So this is the statement from the Football Association. It sounds very good if you're a football person. It sounds very good if you're a media person that reports on sports and on football, because there are times where media personalities in the discharge of their duties have been assaulted or attacked in one way or the other at match venues. So it is important that the Football Association's president visits the CID boss, one who is into football, one who serves as the head of the Safety and Security Committee of the Football Association. Under her leadership, we have seen remarkable improvement with the safety and security protocols at our match venues. We can say that, yes, the unfortunate incident of Pole, a supporter of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, happened, but remarkably, hooliganism at our match venues have gone down, remarkably, appreciably, under her leadership as Safety and Security Committee Chairperson. And the safety and security protocols at our match venues under the leadership of COP Lydia Yakodonko has also improved significantly. Apart from the fact that I report on sports, I manage a Division 1 club, and I can state on authority that under her leadership as the head of Safety and Security Committee of the Football Associations, the match day security arrangement protocols has improved significantly. But now that she's been promoted to the high office of the CID boss and is one of the most important decision makers within the Ghana Police Service, we expect that she will do more for sports. We expect that she will do more for football. So this visit is important. But what was missing, I thought that the FA president was going to take advantage of the opportunity to remind her about the initiative he proposed 5 years back, the Special Sports Policing Unit. It was a good opportunity to have reminded her. Maybe that was talked about, but it didn't feature in the Football Association President's report after that visit. But it is not too late. They work hand in hand. She still serves on one of the committees of the Football Association, and that can be pushed. I know that she's a big voice when it comes to our security system, and not just in sports, but in the country as a whole. And so it is something that she can push for us. We've got big expectations of her because of her wide knowledge when it comes to football, because of the role she's played, not just with football, but also with arm wrestling. We know, and it is good for the Football Association. It is good for the sporting fraternity that we have two very important people in the service who are big football fans. Yesterday I mentioned that COP Yohonu is a big fan of Accra Hearts to Folk. He is a card-bearing member of Accra Hearts to Folk. The CID boss is also a big fan. COP Lydia Yakodonko is also a big fan of Accra Hearts to Folk. I've seen her on countless number of times at the Accra Sports Stadium in her beautiful Hearts to Folk jersey. So, Mr. President, Kurt Edwin Simon Okraku, you are fortunate. The football community, the sports community is fortunate that we have two very important people at the helm of the Ghana Police Service who are big fans, who are participants. They are not just fans, but they are participants of our football. And the sports ministry has also got a role to play in this, Mr. Minister. Because in the end, when the proposals come from the Ghana Police Service, I know that it has to pass through the Interior Ministry. And fortunately for us, the Interior Minister is a former Minister of Youth and Sports, the Honorable Mubarak Muntaka, who is the Interior Minister. He's also a sports person. He served at the Ministry of Youth and Sports before. So he should be interested if there's a proposal from the Football Association to set up the Special Sports Policing Unit. So, Mr. Minister, the Honorable Kofi Adams, while the Football Association's president and the ESCO pick this up with the CID boss and the IGP, you must also pick it up with the Interior Ministry. And fortunately for you, the seat you occupy today, the Interior Minister once sat on the same seat. So he will appreciate the need for us to set up the Special Sports Policing Unit within the Ghana Police Service. So after the visitation, we saw some beautiful pictures. We thought that they are beautiful and we should share them with you. This is the FA President and Madam Lydia Yakodonko, the CID boss. Beautiful meeting. The FA president did not go alone. I see some other very important figures within that football ecosystem. I see Maxwell, who is one of the leaders at the competitions department of the Football Association. I see my good friend Gideon. Ofosu Gideon, we are warming ourselves up. I can't wait for that fixture between Nagod FC and Hakla, your new club. Gideon is also an ESCO member of the Football Association. The ever-powerful, the ever-present Chief of Staff, Michael Osekre, was also part of the meeting. Then I see our brother and colleague in the industry, I see Patrick Akoto. Yes, Patrick Akoto is a good friend and a good brother, also a sports journalist. Henry Asantichum, who speaks for the Football Association, also captured. And then the Samuel Abobri, yes, the Accra Mayor of Football, Samuel Abobri Kata was there. I also see Eugene there. So beautiful pictures. Now we'll go to our issue, for our main issue. We said that this week we're going to deal with our sporting infrastructure. And anytime I go to the University of Ghana Stadium, I like the facility. I like how we're maintaining every other part of the stadium. You go to the washrooms and you are free to do whatever you want to do because the place is always kept well. Whenever there are events, you see that the cleaners are there all the time, cleaning the washrooms. They are in the stands, cleaning the seats. But it looks like the most important feature of the University of Ghana Stadium, that is where from construction till date, we have paid the least attention to. And it tells, it's a clear picture of how we view football in this country. In this country, all the other aspects of football are taken good care of. All the other aspects of football, administrators will pay attention to. But the most important characters, which are the players. I met one of the leaders of the PFAG. One of the leaders of the PFAG over the weekend addressing some footballers. And then he was like, in Ghana, you see that coaches are paid well. You see that the CEOs are paid well. They are driving the big cars and all of that. But players are paid peanuts. When the month ends, their pays will not even be paid. Their salaries will not be paid and all of that. And it is the reason you see the CEOs, the coaches driving good cars. But the ordinary Ghanaian player who plays football in Ghana cannot even afford a bicycle. And the University of Ghana Stadium. Now, let me go into how much we spent on building the University of Ghana Stadium. So this is a Ghana Web report before the 2023 African Games. And it says, here is a breakdown of the 195 million government spent on facilities for the 2023 African Games. So the minister made a statement that on infrastructure, the government spent $195 million on infrastructure in organizing the African Games. So the infrastructure will include the cricket oval at the Achimota School, the rugby stadium at the University of Ghana will be captured, the University of Ghana Stadium, and then the biggest legacy from the African Games, which is supposed to be the Boteman Olympic Village. All these things are captured when it comes to infrastructure. Now, I'll skip some paragraphs and go to the part which talks about the University of Ghana Stadium, because that is the focus for today's conversation. And these are, okay, so I'll go through about 3 paragraphs. It says, the University of Ghana Stadium and Rugby Stadium cost in excess of $34 million. While the Games Village built by Mawum Slated cost in excess of $16 million. It says, the Boteman Complex, okay, so let me end it with the first paragraph captured here on the screen. So the University of Ghana Stadium and the Rugby Stadium cost us $34.1 million. And in the breakdown, we understand that the University of Ghana Stadium cost $32 million and then about $2.1 million for the Rugby Stadium. But at the point where we were going to organize the African Games, we were struggling to get the pitch ready for the African Games. For those of you who remember, days to the African Games, the pitch was not ready. And so we had to manage. There were concerns, and at some point there were statements like, oh, after the games, we will make sure that all the grass is taken off, and then there will be regrassing so that we get the best of pitches for the University of Ghana Stadium. Now, I don't understand. It baffles me. I find it difficult to explain or to understand that we could spend $32 million US to build the university or to complete, because that is not even the entire cost. The University of Ghana Stadium was about 60% complete before the African Games and then the investment that we did as a result of hosting the African Games. Now, so we spent $32 million to complete the University of Ghana Stadium. The stands look very beautiful. This is an overhead shot of the University of Ghana Stadium on one of the match days. The stands look very beautiful. The Mundo tracks, fantastic. Everything at the stadium for me is very good except the pitch. And right at the stage of construction, we got it wrong because, like I mentioned, days to the African Games, the pitch was not ready. And I find, look, you spent $32 million to build a stadium, and we couldn't because at the time there were quotations from people like Blaze Investment, Alhaji Salifu Sinkari. He said that if we had $1 million, we could build the modern pitch, which is the hybrid, which is a mixture of the artificial turf and the natural grass. Today, the hybrid is the way to go. You go to most of the major European League matches are played on hybrid. The developed countries, they are playing on hybrid. We had $32 million to spend to complete the University of Ghana Stadium, but we could not spend $1 million to construct a hybrid pitch. The pitch is supposed to be the most important feature at the stadium. So today, look, after a very beautiful construction, look at the stadium. Today, let's take a look at, this is the nature of the University of Ghana Stadium pitch. This is how the pitch, and last week Friday, I described this as Kakarere pitch. And for the locals who know what Kakarere is a kind of disease that when you get that disease, you see that your hair, some part is brown, some part is wearing off, and then some part is white. Part of the hair grows longer than the other, and that is it. Look at the University of Ghana Stadium. This is a stadium, less than 2 years, we spent $32 million to complete. Look at the pitch. And I say, if you go there today, you'll be excited. When matches are going, they are announcing, don't walk on the Mundo track. Players, please do not walk on it. Commentators, pitch side announcers, do not walk on the Mundo. They are protecting the track. The stands are, the seats are there. They are cleaning them. The washrooms, neat, car park, there, solid, intact. Except the pitch. Meanwhile, the pitch is supposed to be the most important feature of the stadium. And that is why if you go to places where they are serious, when you go there, apart from match days, when the players arrive at the stadium and they are allowed to walk on the pitch, or when they show up for warm-up, or when the match is about to begin and they line up onto the pitch, nobody is allowed to walk on the pitch except workers who are maintaining the pitch. But here, we treat the pitches anyhow. So after spending $32 million to build the University of Ghana Stadium, we cannot spend $1 million to change this into a hybrid pitch. This is serious. We cannot change this. The Honorable Kofi Adams, you did not construct this. I know the $32 million, you were not at post. But please, there is too much pressure on the Accra Sports Stadium. There's too much pressure. And that is where I will salute, I will give thumbs up to young Ampofo Ankra for standing his grounds and saying that the Accra Sports Stadium will be closed down to all activities, including footballing activities, because we need to get the pitch ready for the Black Stars games. We need to get the pitch ready for the start of the Ghana Premier League, because Hearts of Oak will be playing at the Accra Sports Stadium. The Black Stars will be playing there. Very soon, the U20, they are going to be starting their qualifiers and they will be playing at the Accra Sports Stadium. Black Queens will play. They are expected to play at the WAFCON next year. Qualifiers will start somewhere September, October. They will be playing at the Accra Sports Stadium. So Yao Ampofo Ankra is preventing excessive use of the Accra Sports Stadium, and we must give you thumbs up. He said that the Gaka Tofo, no way, it will not happen at the Accra Sports Stadium. Otherwise, we will be destroying it. And he stood on his grounds. It was moved. Democracy Cup, he says, no way. We acknowledge that we are playing this Democracy Cup to celebrate our democracy, to celebrate the Speaker of Parliament and our parliamentarians. But we must protect the Accra Sports Stadium. And I love that. Yao, Charlie, thanks for showing that you've got the balls. We appreciate that. So, Mr. Minister, there's going to be a lot more pressure at the University of Ghana Stadium. I understand that the young apostles are coming to Accra. I'm sure they will play there. Inter-Allies Division 1, they will play there. There are some other clubs that are planning to move to the University of Ghana Stadium. Mr. Minister, your predecessor spent $32 million to build or complete the University of Ghana Stadium. They got the pitch wrong. But you can add up from the quotations we have had, and there are local people who have got the expertise to give us an ultra-modern hybrid pitch. Let us experiment. Already there are calls for at least the Accra, two of the Accra, Kumasi, Esipon, or Tamale Stadia pitches to be changed into a hybrid pitch. Let us experiment with the University of Ghana Stadium. Alhaji Salif Sinkari of Blaze Investment says, with $1 million, we can change the UG pitch to an ultra-modern hybrid pitch. That's where we'll wrap up for today's edition of Editorial. We'll certainly be back tomorrow to continue the conversation on our sporting infrastructure. And Michael Kofi Odro will do a quick break. When we return, the gentlemen are here. We'll get onto the round table, and I'm sure they've got some wilder thoughts to share with you. We're back shortly after this break.